That's one of the things that's really scary for a lot of the other teams in North American LCS. You know, Pobelter, last night he had some extremely impressive games with the team and adds another dynamic to the threat that they can bring.
Well, let's have a look now. So we got Inter-Champion Select for game number 1. Immortals on the blue side for the first. TL over on the red. Aurelia and Karma are actually the first bans for Immortals. And Huni and his recent Lissandra will actually pick up a ban here.
Yeah, Lissandra off the table. That's one of those things that allows Immortals to increase the pace, increase the tempo of the game. You know, not only Huni, but also Pobelter can flex that pick. So pretty good double ban right there from Team Liquid. The other thing, these junglers. These are two of the best junglers in the North American LCS, and they actually both have that affinity for both this Rek'Sai that has shown up and also the Olaf, which basically was Reignover's original signature.
The OG counter pick, I guess, to Rek'Sai's played it a lot in that matchup, but Dardoch's been picking it up recently with some great success. We'll see what happens with Rek'Sai banned away there. Vlad also banned from TL. Last ban Rise from Immortals, so pretty solid stuff, but I like the Rek'Sai ban. Immortals, though, they know you have to take something strong. They'll pick up Azir first.
Very quick Azir lock in here from Immortals. And teams have been doing this. Everybody's going back to Azir. Everyone's just saying the same things about him, even after, you know, the small nerfs. Late game is ridiculous. What I want to see is people step outside the box, go back to those counter picks like Vel'Koz, who is huge right now. Vel'Koz got a lot of buffs as well just 2 patches ago, and nobody really picked up on it. Nobody really put extra time in on that champion. But with the prevalence of these first pick Azirs, I really feel like somebody should actually, you know, edge more towards that. Meanwhile, though, more interesting here, Dardoch actually has used Rengar in professional play, so this at least is a possibility of the lock-in here, but probably, you know, Olaf is going to be highly contested, you would think, between these two guys.
Certainly think so, but TL taking their time with their first 2 picks here. Looks like Fabi is going to go back to the Ashe, and they will be Nidalee again for Dardoch, so avoids the Olaf this time.
Yeah, so that's really interesting to me because as much as, you know, Olaf is really popular now, and we've seen him in EU LCS as well a bunch, you know, across the world as well, but Olaf, one of the things is when you jungle him, you can increase your speed by keeping your health pool low due to his passive. Nidalee's great at punishing that, right? If you have champions like Nidalee or, you know, someone else who's going to invade the enemy jungle and try and punish an Olaf, if they're actually going for that strategy where you save your potions and you try and get low in order to get increased attack speed and then Vicious Strikes heal back up, you know, a surprise invade from somebody who's looking to get a little risky can really snowball a game.
Well, we'll see what Reignover wants to pick, because he's played mostly Olaf and Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai banned away. Nidalee may be threatening. He'll actually go to a different pick. Sivir, though, the pick for Wild Turtle, and it will be Elise for that jungle. So kind of keeping up a bit more with the Nidalee.
Yeah, so seeing the Nidalee, you know, don't really want to go for the Olaf. And it's funny that we talked about utility AD carries. They're fighting over him here. First pick for Ashe shows up for Team Liquid, and then they answer with the Sivir. So you're going to have speed to try and dodge the arrows if you get time to see them coming. And when we also mentioned every time we see Ashe that vision is so important for both teams, for Team Liquid to set up the arrows and for Immortals to try and avoid them. If you get to see where it's shot from, it can help out a lot. One of the big things about Fabi and his Ashe, you know, contributing to his success last night was the fact that he always found these sniper holes to shoot it from, these pockets of fog of war, and catch the enemy off guard.
Well, certainly did a great job at TL. LeBlanc into the Azir for the matchup there. Phoenix, slight counter pick. We'll see how he does in that 1v1. And Braum there for Matt. So not going for a range support. Here we'll take Braum, try and block off some of the Azir. Mostly the Sivir damage though.
Yeah, Braum is great against Sivir because you can just nullify the everything that she has. The Ricochet as well as the big boomerang coming out. If you bounce, if you put the wall up in front of one of the ricochets, you can kill all of the bounces off of it. But as far as that mid lane counter pick you're talking about, that also attracts a lot of jungler pressure. The Azir LeBlanc matchup, if Azir is left, you know, unpressured by, you know, extra jungle or, you know, extra warding focus from the enemy team, then late game, it makes it hard for the LeBlanc to, you know, create plays and have the same type of effect in a team fight. So Team Liquid look like they actually want to go early game. They want to go high pressure mid.
Yep, looks actually pretty aggressive so far as Immortals are done with their draft. Hecarim and Soraka actually, I almost said Adrian because he's so familiar with the champion, but Adrian will take Soraka, and I assume Huni there with the Hecarim. unless they want to get really creative with their jungle pick. So last game almost worked out for Seraph.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely still has a very, very strong presence in top lane, but Jungle Hecarim is seeing increased popularity across the world. I'd like to see it more often in the jungle, but for that to happen, top Elise would have to have some crazy buffs somehow, and that's just not going to be the case. Going into Trundle as well is going to be hard for any melee champion, so Huni is going to have his work cut out for him. We'll see if, you know, Team Liquid, as we said, they might try and increase the pace here. Ashe actually can get off some decent early pressure in other lanes with the early arrows, not necessarily looking for them in her own lane. That being said, Ashe and Braum, if they can get Soraka with anything, then it's hard for her to get away.
Well, I like it. Both teams sort of what we expected. Team Liquid a bit more aggressive moving into this one. Few changes here for Immortals. Feel like they're adapting a little bit more to the meta game as they play week on week, which is what we expect from these teams. But I'm ready for Huni to blow up. I think he's looking at that AD carry saying, you know what, Fabi, you've got a good Ashe. I'm going to try and take you out every single fight.
Yeah, Olaf would have been great for doing that, but especially with the Sivir speed boost. But you know that Hecarim is the original Sivir speed boost, gets a bunch of extra damage, he's going to try and one-shot him.
Well, check in with us on Twitter and let us know your favorites to win this match by using the hashtag IMT win or the hashtag TL win as two very strong-looking teams. Immortals still looking like top 2 form. Liquid trying to break back into the top 4 conversation, I think. This will be a way to start it. But Immortals, they always go down, if ever, with a fight. TL are going to have a lot of work cut out on their hands for this one.
Yeah, what a resurgence it would be for Team Liquid if they're able to take down Immortals, who, as we said, are definitely looking like top 2 team in North America. I mean, Fabi comes in, has a great first couple of weeks in the North American LCS, and really helps the team turn it right around, almost on the level of the effect of Dardoch's substitution. Not quite, nope, but definitely very positive as well. Here comes the invade, though.
Yeah, control for Rainover, tagged by a spear. Dardoch gonna move in, flash Q from Matt, and there's a flash out. Elise gonna keep running. Rainover though, one last spear. Message received. Team Liquid continuing that aggression from level 1.
Yeah, so maybe they're gonna go with lane swaps here, because trading flash on the Braum for flash on Elise actually reduces Elise's early game presence a lot. And we talked about how important a Azir LeBlanc matchup is, where whether it be jungler presence or junglers trying to ward for that matchup, Elise without flash does reduce the threat of that early pressure and may allow Dardoch to really open up this game.
Lolo just having a dance. Wild Turtle just barely gets away, but looks like that lane swap will in fact happen. Immortal's going to initiate this, but TL also moving to the top side of the map. As we can check in with the Keystone Masters, nothing crazy sticking out. As Possability and Phoenix will do battle 1v1. Phoenix straight in.
Yeah.
Bit of early harass.
The fervor on Hecarim, by the way, it was super busted when Spells gave 2 stacks of fervor, because Hecarim can get that pretty much on cooldown. He's constantly spamming the Q, and right when he goes in, like, Hecarim gets stacks very, very quickly. Even though it's been reduced to 1, it's still extremely strong on him, because he still can stack them up extremely quickly, just a tiny bit less so. And probably won't be enough for him to handle a Trundle in a melee matchup.
Well, he does have Ignite, actually. Didn't take him ability summon up, so can maybe get a bit more aggressive with it. I like it.
That is a very good point. Especially if there is a volatile lane, like, double melee, solo laners down bottom. The junglers did both start on that side, so they won't route down there on their first pass for a gank, but that very well could be one of those lanes that can be affected early on.
Ooh, Phoenix in again. Thunderlord's procs. Possability gonna have to run out of the way, but trying to clear the creeps back does trade a bit, but Phoenix spaces very well there to get good harass down.
Making sure each of them get their Thunderlord's procs. Whenever you go in for a trade, as far as mid lane goes, the Thunderlords, making or breaking your trade most of the time. You have to be sure that you're going to be able to get it. If your opponent does and you do not, it really stacks up. Dardoch takes a big chunk there.
Can continue, actually rappel down. Dardoch in trouble, has forced a flash out of the way. Rainover gonna keep chasing, but he doesn't have flash, remember.
Man, he is lucky Matt decided to trade level 1 flashes with Rainover, because He gets shoved right out of Reignover's jungle.
Back in the bottom lane, Huni. Ooh, big chomp there from Lolo. Poebelta though back in onto Phoenix, and Dardoch's early attention to that left side of the map sort of left both mid laners wanting to come in. Early trade though is won by Reignover. Dardoch pretty much every time you face check Elise, it just feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, and even there, that was a very long range cocoon, you know, close to max that was able to hit Dardoch, and Reignover really made up a lot of ground with that exchange. We talked about this mid lane, and it earned Poebelta that presence in mid lane. On the Azir, he could go, you know, aggressive with the trades early on with LeBlanc, which is where it's most crucial. And this burns the teleport from Phoenix super early on, which is going to relieve pressure on side lanes as well.
Yep, curious to see Phoenix did opt for that summoner. Maybe not thinking he wants to play too aggressive in the matchup, but teleport LeBlanc, definitely an option mid laners have picked before, but a rarer summoner, I think, on that mid laner.
Yeah. And there you go, just to reinforce the point. We said 5 times, plus Reignover's back there again, putting more wards down. He smites the Raptor buff to walk by mid lane so he can clear out Team Liquid Vision if there is any, drops a ward of his own. So now Poebelta can hover on the bottom side of the map, and they're really setting up this Azir to have a good position later in the game after he stacks up.
Just wants to farm it up for now. Got a Negatron cloak, so feeling safe versus double Doran. Huni though a little far forward. Lolo gonna slow him down. It's 2v2 though.
Reignover is a bit ahead of Dardoch on this play. Snuck into the brush.
Poebelta chained up. Phoenix though just gonna get some damage down, but good trades here. Moving forward, every auto just trying to harass him out. Poebelta, despite the early defenses, does struggle a bit, and the 2v2 dissipates somehow in bottom lane as Adrian's gonna eat some shots, but he'll just trade back and forth.
Yeah, I was about to say it was a very good call for Team Liquid not to go for that gank, because already Lorlo was taking a lot of damage in the exchange. If Dardoch overextended and went for that with no flash, that would have been a Reignover kill this time around. Reignover's level 5, a little bit over him, and he had the brush, as you talked about, face checking Elise. That's where the danger comes from, because that's the free cocoon into combo.
Yep, trust me. Where
It's happened to you.
Where I'm from, Flat is very dangerous.
Oh, yes. The Australian poisonous spiders was like top 20 most poisonous
Something
out
like
of
that.
25.
Just casually. Face check Elise every morning. Bad times. There's double skirmisher Saber actually for those junglers, so kind of continuing the aggressive early play patterns we've seen from them, and get a dip mid here for Reignover, but just walking by for now, making sure Phoenix knows that, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. Remember me. I'm always mid lane. Don't try and go aggressive on my Azir.
Well, Poebelta's kept up nicely in farm, so feeling just fine in the mid lane, despite the good harass from Phoenix. Level 6 from LeBlanc. Could maybe see some fireworks, but just another trade. Good move there from Poebelta. Does get the trade back.
Yeah, able to get his Thunderlords there just on the end, so that evens up the trade. He was able to make it to that break point where first back you do want to be able to get your Negatron. Here we go, though. Another gank down bottom. Reignover is just River Elise here.
Lolo's ulted already though, but the damage is good! Trundle gets first blood, and now Elise has to book it. Lolo takes another big chunk out, and Dardoch's here for safety.
That's why we point out every time. Trundle in melee matchups is so hard to get a leg up on. And if you go for one of those ganks, you have to be very careful setting it up. Huni underestimates Lorlo. Now Reignover might be underestimating the 2v2 plus all the minions.
Cocoon, 1v2, 1v3, kind of. Here's actually Huni coming back down. He's in! He's looking for it! Ulti's in, gets Dardoch, takes out Lolo as well!
All right, just kidding. That was the way to bait right there. Huni, first attempt on baiting and, you know, getting the 2 versus 2, that one failed. But Reignover picks up the slack. That's why these guys are their dynamic duo. One of them fails, the other one comes back around for the second punch. Haymaker lands, and Huni gets a double kill in the end, all planned.
Yep, calculated. Huni saying worth there, as he does come back with a sheen. So very aggressive as always. Blue buff was looked at by Reignover, but Phoenix in the area as Poebelta going to get all in here. Perhaps chain lands in for Phoenix, goes back. But Poebelta, good patience on the soldiers. Make sure he can trade back effectively.
Yeah. Pretty big swing, actually, as far as the early game does go. But again, every time Reignover, went for something bottom, first he made his stop mid. He's got his paper route. First I'm going mid, then I'll deliver the gank to Huni. And he's dropping off all these wards as he passes mid. Now there's 2 pinks on the upper side for Azir to now hover on. Get over this blue, and there's the vision we're talking about.
Yeah, looks like top lane's looking just fine as well. So Reignover's attention in this bottom half of the map. Not really bugging Wild Total or Adrian. They're keeping up very well in CS, so I guess it's pretty utility-focused top lane, although Dardo's actually going to visit.
Up.
Arrow misses.
All right.
Babby, a rare
Arrow
miss.
is down. Yeah, that one was, I think maybe they wanted to rush it because Sivir used Spell Shield in a trade. It wasn't on camera, but I think that was the case. Otherwise, it was just a ridiculous move if she also had Spell Shield up.
No, I think it was Brom Q that Total effectively moved out. So you can see the thought there from TL, but it doesn't work that time. Dardoch, though, he'll be back. Don't you worry. For now, while Total and Adrian just going to push out that top lane as Phoenix again goes in, but possability looks to outplay. Big ulti back, and here's Rainover. Damages down, the red smite's good. The auto's still following through, but Rainover lands a huge cocoon. And possability, nope, it's Rainover that gets it.
Man, Rainover is just crushing it this game. That was a great cocoon. Minion line was coming up, 2 clones to choose between. Nails him, had the red smite on him, so that was the giveaway there, and he's able to make very quick choices here as far as target selection. Nice setup from Pobelter as well. You know, Elise hovers just off camera. They're waiting for that LeBlanc all-in. You know this is how Phoenix wants to play it. You know, aggressively trade. Rainover's just waiting out of vision. Immediately, Pobelter goes in for the flash ult, and boom, there's the red smite. Now he's going to be burning once they're revealed, so he's able to choose. Hits it before the minion comes up, and just very clean execution there from Immortals.
And again, all this bottom half action. That's just Rainover assisting every time. Huni, though, continuing to get chunked out. Does pop the E and dash away, but Lolo, you've already mentioned it, he's got a Tiamat now, starting to bully the lane a bit. Huni's keeping up in CS, which is nice, but things only get worse as Trundle gets more and more farm. As Phoenix goes ahead and picks himself up a blue buff. Might help him there in that mid lane matchup, but I think Rainover's the real problem there.
Rainover definitely making his presence felt on this game. Top lane have been left to their own devices, which is how you would like to be as a Soraka lane here with Sivir. Turtle just focused on minion wave control. Adrian just trying to sit in the back, not get arrowed or hit with anything from Braum, because there definitely is kill potential there on a Soraka with Ash Braum. Plenty of CC, especially with a high damage jungler like Nidalee. She's great with lanes that already have CC to set her up. Free spear landing on something like a Soraka is almost a certain kill. So definitely all props as well to the Immortals duo lane, even though there haven't been much action up there. Inaction is what they want.
Yep, I like that from Phoenix. Dashes in, Pobelter runs away. It's almost a test. He's like, is there Elise here? Yes? No? Okay, not this time.
Just feeling him out.
Little did he know Rainover is actually on this bottom half of the map. Clears out a wall. It's got a grab. No!
It's all right.
You got it. It's okay.
Huni's protecting it. Nobody else gonna steal it away. But yeah, I think Huni's actually really, really happy with how this lane is going. Got a double kill to his name. That's gonna make an early Trinity Force. He does have the Ignite for all-ins as well, which is very good against Trundle. So as far as the melee matchups do go against Trundle, I think that Hecarim being able to take Ignite and getting early Elise ganks is definitely a...
Babby, oh! Nails Rainover, there's the Q following in. Chains are good, and Phoenix just cleans one up.
From all sides, Rainover just gets nailed.
Phoenix again, backing onto Pobelter. Does have the ulti, but doesn't quite proc that second sigil.
Oh, trying to chase him down here.
Ooh, Turtle.
All right, that's going to be it.
Kicking a Sivir is pretty flow chart.
Yeah.
Like, oh, spell shield's up. Never mind. We missed the skill shot.
That's all over. You need to know when to call it quits, so don't overextend. Ah, we missed it. Oh well, don't care. Back right off. They got their kill on Rainover. That's what mattered.
Turtle though, farming away. Looks like actually Fab has gone back, so Essence Reaver on the way. Does have Berserker Greaves early, but you can already see that early map movement's what he's looking for a bit more of as Phoenix gets Pobelter with a chain, but Pobelter going to follow in. Clones pop, Phoenix dashes out. And there's Dardoch. Spear not going to land.
Got that Luden's Echo drop on him, though. That one stings. But yeah, Pobelter's doing really well in this mid lane due to all the attention. Their bottom side vision was just cleared out, but Rainover steps in, trying to add the extra couple touches onto this turret. See if they can actually get it down before the dragon shenanigans start, because this is an Infernal Drake. So bottom lane focus will definitely be there. You can see already the duos are heading over.
Yep, everyone's transferring to this bottom half of the map because it is time to do the Drake. Mid-tower, they're going to fall. Great pressure in the early stages. Pobolter and Rainover team up and take the first turret of the game, a crucial one at that. And all of a sudden, big midpoint open. Immortals going straight back for this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, really good job protecting the Azir in the Azir-LeBlanc matchup, and then getting the turret eventually and turning it into Infernal Drake is pretty much all boxes checked here for Immortals. Save for the lone pickoff with Ash Arrows. Oh, can I get another? No.
Nope. Rainover's like, not this time. I'm flashing out.
Yeah, everybody knows they got to be ready because Fabi has been pretty good with those the last few days.
Hit rate's been pretty good this game as well. As Huni is going to collect his mending wave and heal himself back up. Pops that W. Lolo though, always wanting to threaten. Oh, ulti, back in the tower, not quite enough. Ignites down to Huni, might get chased down. Lolo's going to take a bite out with the last tower shot! It was all a ruse, Kobe.
Lorlo in chat. Come on, 1v1, bro. No fair.
Not today. Adrian with the assist. Rainover was also in the area, so it was a bait the whole time.
I wonder, let me try and see if he actually would have got this without the Soraka. So, I mean, that's definitely what baits him into the tower shot, but yeah, it definitely he would have got the kill. And he probably would have healed up off of that as well, so he's got the tribute. I mean, that was a really good bait and communication there on Immortals. Adrian's been playing.
Ooh, Hurdle hit up by the Braum ulti. Now running away, but Rainover's here, looking for a cocoon. Wants Fabi. Fabi flashes. Hooney's here, though. Now straight onto the backline. Hooney running rampage there, but he's going to get stayed up and killed. Shut down for Fabi. Here's Pobolter. Huge ulti back in. Scoops them all in. And Immortals just going to run rampant in this team by Phoenix blows up, and Belter goes off.
Pobelter's in the house. The notorious B.O.B. strikes again. Oh my goodness, Huni was just the sacrifice there. He didn't have ult, he decides to go in anyway. They all clump up on the Hecarim, and Pobelter slides right into that brush.
You said already, the high pressure Immortal style, always wanted to go in.
Oh man, they really, I mean, they even talked about in the interview, you know, Pobelter, he's been stepping up. Last night was great for him. They're playing around him, you know, with the vision, with the jungle pressure, and right there, that was a huge setup.
Yeah.
All he had to do was slide right in, and very good execution on it, but man, that is a heartbreaker for Team Liquid. They are extremely in the hole right now.
Yeah, an ace and 2 turrets, plus the Rift turret is the damage, as we're going to watch this one again.
Yeah. All right, so remember that Huni had just used his ultimate to win that 1 versus 1? So he's going to teleport in here, and he's just going to try and draw the attention. They go on Fabi. He gets everybody here. Even with the cocoon missing, all of Team Liquid are right there for the picking in. Pobelter, flash ult, gets all members of Team Liquid. And then it's just cleanup here. Who can whack-a-mole? Everybody's trying to scramble, and Sivir gets a bunch of them with the ricochets there. Team Liquid trying to strike back, though. Trying to recover from it, trying to get an objective. They're going to be able to get it before the wave clear arrives, so at least they get a turret back for their troubles. But as I said, that was a huge chunk and giant momentum swing in the game here.
Just a trade as well, because Huni actually got bottom outer, might even move in for that tier 2, so Immortals continuing to do work. 4-1 up in turrets, and after that big play, 6,000 gold ahead almost. Huni might make it more as this tower with the Trinity Force is getting shredded. Phoenix is here to fend him off. Chain lands in, Huni, not that tanky. Phoenix backs off. Pobelter's in the area. I would back away too.
Look how much damage he did to that turret, though. With the early Trinity Force, Hecarim spamming Qs, you can just melt turrets. The split push is definitely a very real threat. He's got to level up on Trundle. I definitely take Huni in the side laner draft at the moment. Nice little sidestep there. Pobelter doesn't even have to use abilities. Oh, he's just dodging everything here. Spears as well.
Berserker Greaves helping out, but nice little juke there from Pobelter.
Yeah, also these deep wards, as we were talking about, you know, trying to get that deep vision really helps in avoiding these. Everyone can call out the origin of the arrow, so you can see it coming, and Immortals doing what's necessary. They've got their lead, so they move their ward line up into the jungle, try and cut off the options for Team Liquid to get back into this game.
It's now time to assault the bottom lane as well, I think. Dragon up in a minute 30, it will be Ocean Drake. that spawns next. Dardoch waiting in the wings, seeing if he can't pick someone up, but Total does not fall for that one and just pushes the wave and backs out.
Yeah, it's kind of what you have to do at this point as Team Liquid. First things first, they need to get, pink wards and sweepers, try and clear out.
Uh-oh! Once Raidover in there for Toonie for the ulti, now Total's in. Goodbye, Matt.
Well, that's also going to be the turret, and they're going to run straight up bottom lane. Phoenix is recalling here. There's the turret down. Didn't even get to see it die, and Immortals quickly strike. Now they're going to switch over to mid.
Yep, good transfer here. Gonna move themselves up into the mid lane and see if they can't take themselves another turret. Dardoch's here, Fabi's in the area as well. Phoenix TP not back up yet. This is a hard defense.
Yeah, they don't have wave clear. This comp, if you get behind here, Trundle can't do anything without getting up into the minion wave, and he's so squishy, having gone for Ravenous first. There's no chance that he gets up there. So it's pretty much Team Liquid trying to hold on to their inhibitor turrets, which is extremely difficult, considering the lead that Immortals have accrued.
Yeah, good guy Huni. Gonna go ahead and do some jungling. Make sure Pobelter gets that blue buff. Drake in 15 seconds. See if Immortals are set up for it. Team Liquid, though, just trying to keep up as Immortals with Huni's teleport back up. Actually, I guess all the TPs are almost back up now, so definitely a bit more room now for TL to play around the map, but really at the whim of Immortals on where they want to go next. 8,000 gold up before 20 minutes is an absolutely massive lead.
Yeah, especially if you consider the compositions that both teams are running. I mean, Team Liquid, they're built all around Ash Arrow's picking somebody off, or LeBlanc having vision control, getting picks. Wow, they count on. You just assume that Trundle's split push presence is a given.
Phoenix bleeding. I thought Randova went back in, doesn't quite connect. Q lands, but Soraka's there for the heals. Randova doing some damage with that Rylai's.
Mooney doesn't want to let him get away with it either. They're going to chase him right back into their own base here. And that's going to be Drake given up. It is just Ocean, so that's not too bad, because Team Liquid, when they go for something, they're just going to go for all-ins. They really can't handle a sustained fight at this point. They're so far behind anyway. They have to have an Ash Arrow into an instant assassination from LeBlanc and Nidalee.
Yeah, you're not a favorite to win a siege versus Ocean Drake Soraka. As Huni, ooh, good dodge. Just majestically gallops out. Gonna hit that recall button and look for his next item. Looks like Randy was actually Frozen Heart.
Yeah, Frozen
gonna
Heart.
Be that next
sure.
one.
It's gonna work against pretty much everybody on the team.
And there it is.
But yeah, I mean, really good job, Immortals, playing around, not only their own composition, but recognizing the game plan of Team Liquid. Rainover from the very beginning, focusing on the mid lane. He actually got that pretty lucky counter invade on Dardoch when Dardoch walked up and Rainover was able to chase him out. Being down the summoner spell as well was very, very big for him. Even though it didn't result in a kill, it adds a lot to why the mid lane went the way that it did.
Yep, and you talked about it. There was definitely good attention from Rainover in the early game, making sure his solo lane has stayed up, setting up Pobelter for success, but clearly a good investment because he's gone off in this game. 3-0-3 already as the Immortals look to pressure. Matt, slowed by the Rylai's. Ulti popped as well. They're going to keep chasing, but Matt flushes out.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the four-man group of Immortals is extremely threatening. So is the split pusher here. Huni with the Ignite can take out anyone.
Not quite. Pobelter looks for the play, but Huni's in the backline. Fabi taking out Pobelter on a rampage now as Immortals going to just charge straight down mid lane.
Yeah, they are not messing around anymore. And they're going to be knocking at inhibitor doors pretty quick here. They could go for Baron, either Baron take or actually just the bait. Either way, they'd be able to catch somebody.
Well, plenty of sustain here. That's going to charge in onto the turret.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's shredded. TL just can't really go in. Rainover actually takes out Phoenix. Pobelter back in there, just going off with the auto attack. It's going to keep chasing. Phoenix's clone's the next target, but they're going to take the inhib instead. TL will live, but their base will not.
Absolutely demolished here. Immortals, we talked about how quick they were going to press it. And man, they've not given Team Liquid any opportunity. Here comes the teleport home guards from both of them.
Oh, a good exhaust. Now back in. While Total Po's in, but that's Phoenix flashing out. Cocoon nails him though. And Rainover takes him out. Now the chase is on. Pobelter looks for Dardoch, the flash out there, but Lolo also a target. Slow is good. Pobelter with another.
Oh, you can teleport in, so can we.
And here's Hootie. Oh, he finds Babby. Just going to chase him down. It's a bad time to be Ash. Possability moves in, gets a double. There's the ulti out onto Matt from Hecarim. Cocoon lands in. The stun is good. Reignover now with these next kill Immortals. 15 kills and counting. They're going crazy.
Yeah, this one is snowballing out of control. Like they talked about on the analyst desk, Mark was saying, Team Liquid's a team. If they get behind, they're going to keep trying, though. And when that happens, it looks like this. The kill snowball, and Immortals going to end it very early on.
Yeah, huge win here for Immortals. In under 25 minutes, they'll ravage through the Nexus turrets and take down the Nexus. Game 1 goes over to Immortals. And it's just kind of how we drew it up. Immortals, we talked about it. High pressure, aggressive team. Good macro play. Play for kills consistently. Solo lane is looking good. Reignover is still a thing. And it just all came together. One perfect storm for Immortals. That looked like the spring form they've shown us pretty much all year long.
Yeah, I mean, and there was a lot of small things that happened and added onto each other. Reignover's great play, controlling both the solo lanes. Then the Huni play with Adrian, where they coordinated that Soraka ultimate, was like the perfect little bait to get the kill on Trundle. And once you've had 2 kills from a Elise gank, plus another kill from a Soraka bait gank in that 1v1, your Trundle can't split push, then Trundle can't do anything at that point. He's got a Ravenous Hydra. There's no way he's team fighting.
Yeah.
So at that point, they pretty much just destroyed this whole strategy from Team Liquid. Team Liquid can't lose heart, though. Best of 3. You get more chances. Just have to regroup after that game.
Definitely rough, though, because you kind of said it. Like, it wasn't just that Immortals played well. They played to dismantle what Liquid brought to the table. Like, Data couldn't be aggressive. It's just, like, Phoenix is held down. Lola can't split push. It's a bad time.
Yep. Perfect counters.
Well, looking good there. But for a deeper dive into that game, let's check in with Dash at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And dismantle is one way to put it there, with Immortals kind of making a statement over Team Liquid there in a very quick win. And for Team Liquid, that's a tough loss to stomach in game 1 of a series.
Yeah, I mean, their draft was okay. Maybe not the best. We can get into that.
Right.
And they made a couple good plays, but just, I mean, Immortals is like a step ahead, and then even if they make a mistake, they punish your almost success.
Right.
It's insane. So.
All right, well, let's dive into that team comp. Let's talk about it a little bit. We see the Azir picked up on the side of Immortals, all the way down through the Hecarim in the top lane, and that Soraka for Adrian, which is kind of wreaking havoc. We saw in a 1v1, which we'll get to watch a little bit later, how the Soraka can take people by surprise. They're not, Liquid not kind of accounting for her presence throughout the game.
Yeah, and I just know, like, playing with, like, working with these guys in the past, that, like, Soraka is just, like, the bane of their existence. They're an extremely aggressive team. They want to dive, they want to kill, they want to do all this stuff, and Soraka is the antithesis of that, just trying to keep people alive at all costs, silencing LeBlanc when she goes in, healing people across the map. It's just the exact counterplay to Team Liquid's style, and to see Immortals get it when you know it's such a strong pick for them is kind of sad.
And you speak of Team Liquid aggression. We have some great examples of that in the gameplay itself. So 6 minutes into the game, Team Liquid's going to pick up the first blood on Lorlo, so things start to look good.
Right.
But unfortunately, a little bit of greed and overstaying is going to net 2 kills back to Immortals.
And you see how good of a matchup this actually is for Trundle. He's beating him in this lane. He gets the kill off before Reignover's even in the fight. Reignover has to repel out. He's a little scared. He greedily stays on the wave, Reignover, to bait TL to sticking around, because they're trying to push this in to punish Hecarim. Reignover plays this super well. He gets chunked a little bit, but stays just healthy enough that he's not actually in threat of dying. Huni TP's back in and gets a double kill here. And it's just, they were like, if Lorlo just gets that kill and resets, he's going to run away with that lane. But just Immortals is so good about knowing your own mentality. They know that Team Liquid is greedy. They're going to want to push that in. Reignover baits it, and it just capitalized completely on the kind of players that Team Liquid are.
And Team Liquid on your screen now, Loco Doka working through the game with them and deciding what it is they need to change up going into game 2. We're going to try and do the same thing, of course, as we move through this game, but it is very tough when you lose a game this quickly, right? When so many things go wrong, sometimes it's tough to diagnose exactly where the breaks were, where are the cracks in the armor that you need to shore up. I do want to watch one more replay, 1v1 in the bot lane between Huni and Lorlo, because again, this kind of shows Lorlo's going for the kill. It's the same mentality. I can 1v1 this. I've done it earlier, but the Soraka going to catch him off guard.
Right, it's a little greedy from Huni. I mean, Lorlo just wants to get the wave in, Huni wants to fight him, and then just knowing that you have that Soraka backup is huge. That last auto attack is like midair, about to bop him, and then the Soraka ult comes through, and he lives through it and gets the kill. And it's the kind of thing where if you're just playing against like a little worse of a team, Trundle starts snowballing that game and takes over the map, but that's just not the case because Immortals is too good. Same thing mid lane, like Phoenix wants to play aggressive. You see Immortals on your screen now talking over the game. Reignover just countered Dardoch everywhere he went. You know, in the top lane, eventually there was a fight there, but mid lane, that kill onto Phoenix was huge.
Huni's eating once again.
I know.
I swear, I don't think we've ever taken a shot of this team in between games with Huni not eating something. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that's the key to success is like, why aren't the rest of the players filling up, you know?
I mean, there's some truth to the, right? You need to have energy. You need to be in your best, in your best state in order to play these games. And, now it's time to move forward to the break point of the game, and I think it's very sad. The break point of the game is 15 minutes, where we see an ace in the top lane by Immortals because Pobelter comes up massively in this fight.
Right, once again, Team Liquid trying to make an aggressive play on the top side. Who's there first? It's Reignover, here to counter the play. It starts chasing them down, the TPs start coming in, but Pobelter already pushed in mid lane and is starting to move up. So even though Huni gets popped here early from the TP because TL has double TP, Pobelter shows up at the end, gets this monster 5-man ultimate, shoves everyone back in, and it's just over.
3 kills to Azir, 2 kills to Sivir. That kill distribution can't work out better for you.
Ugh, it's just such a disgusting play, just seeing that 5-man wall push everyone back.
Right, that's at 15 minutes. Pretty soon, by 18 minutes, we see an 8K gold lead. It's something that is almost we've become accustomed to in seeing Immortals games, that when they do get ahead slightly early, it's not abnormal for them to have that massive of a lead that quickly in the game.
Especially when you put them up against other aggressive teams. We saw them have fast games against TSM as well, who are obviously probably a better team than them, but when aggression meets aggression, whoever gets ahead first is probably going to snowball that game pretty hard, and that's ended up happening here.
Want to dive into the player of the game. It's going to go over to Reignover. More so because he set up Pobelter for success. So a lot of this is, of course, the team is working hand in hand, and in a stompy game like this, a lot of people look very good, and Pobelter's scoreline will support that. But the efforts, as we pointed out, on this Elise by Reignover to be in the right place in the right time, both in the bot lane, in the top lane to counter that.
Mid play to get Pobelter ahead. It was pretty even before then, with maybe Pobelter getting a lot of turret damage in, but then Reignover comes in and really pushes that matchup over the top. So just everywhere he went, huge impact.
Makes sure to jump. Yeah, he makes sure to jump into each of the lanes and push them forward. That's just game one though for Immortals versus Team Liquid. I think that's the thing we have to remind ourselves, and that for this Team Liquid squad, when we look ahead to game 2, it's about bouncing back. We had a good victory from them last night. We were looking at them to, they separated themselves from the middle of the pack teams in Apex. They were both 3-3. They picked up the victory. Now they're playing a team that's above them in the standings. We need to see them put up a bigger fight than this if we're going to be willing to include them in that conversation.
The scary thing to me is they actually got a pretty good draft for them, maybe minus the LeBlanc Azir matchup, but the Trundle counter pick into the Hecarim was clearly working. Fabi got his Ashe. He got a good pick on Reignover with that at one point in the game, and you're just wondering what more can they do in the draft minus maybe dumping the Soraka, because Huni's always going to get a good champion for himself. Reignover's always going to get a good champion. Same with Pobelter. You can't really target those guys, so maybe you look at the Soraka, but I don't know if TL will ever get that Ashe. Again, I could see them taking it early Immortals on red side now in that first slot, so it'll be tough for Team Liquid here. I'm not sure what they can do.
Not an easy situation for them. Immortals taking game 1. While the players have a little bit more time to get ready for game 2, we're going to take a live look in on NA LCS 2, where Echo Fox is down 2K currently, 25 minutes into the game, looking to hand TSM their very first loss of the split. Let's see if they can do it.
Because Hanser died right at the start. Nice sneaky kill by Bjergsen on Big right there, while KFO and Hard were focusing him. But then Hard was able to stay in the fight and pick up a quadra. I tried to say, would you rather have an Azir triple kill or a Rek'Sai quadra kill? I would take the Azir triple kill every single time. Yep. So even though that is a 4 for 4, it's advantage TSM.
And this guy's building Cinder Hulk and take not
catch!
Damage. But I guess the catch doesn't matter if you're the first one with the aggro. Spence Karen has to rethink this situation, but still stays with the team, knowing they may have to get this Baron away from Echo Fox. They're going to have to taunt, they're going to have to bait, and they're going to have to do their hardest.
Yeah, this is still really dangerous, though. All summoners are burning the last fight, so look for the pick and look for Froggen to keep the zone out. There's no ultimate on the Cassiopeia. Baron's still at 7,500 health, so very interesting fight here.
Double lift still down for 12 seconds, 5v4. TSM's gonna have to turn away initially. The Soldier's doing so much damage to the backline. Keith and Frog and the damage dealers have to step out of the fight now. And Hard, being the tank, will not allow the rest of the team to get in there and do damage without being spotted. So TSM, a 4v5, gain control of the map once again.
That Baron wasn't even close. It's
No.
26 minutes in. Echo Fox used a lot of ultimates to get the pick on a double lift. They probably should have gone for a more realistic objective like the Dragon. Now, Infernal Drape will go over to TSM and only increase their advantage despite being the ones who got picked off.
Like you said, that Aegis isn't really any closer. We saw the Randuins coming out first. We see the Kindle Gem still hanging.
Yeah.
But that's almost the harder way to go about building it anyways.
I don't like that build at all from Hard. Double
Nice
lift.
little skirmish in the top lane right as we tune in. Hard picking up 4 kills there on the side of Echo Fox. So keeping themselves within that 2K range. However, TSM with the 3 Dragon advantage, 2 Earth, 1 Infernal, or Mountain rather, and Infernal. They're sitting in a good spot to still control this game.
Yeah, they have a long road ahead of them, Echo Fox. I think they might be able to do it. Their comp looks pretty good. It seems like they're getting good fights, but the problem is that just in terms of where they are on the map and game circumstance, they might be too far behind to crawl back into it because TSM just needs one fight. I think Echo Fox needs a couple from here, so a little sketchy.
But still very close, and
Right.
This is surprising. When coming to the day, TSM was very big favorites, but Echo Fox is really sticking in this fight. Of course, that's happening over on NALCS 2. We'll see how that one turns out. But stick around here over on NALCS 1. We've got Game 2 between Immortals and Liquid coming up right after the break. We'll be back in just 3.5.